Okay, it looks like we are good to go with the stream, so that's good news, and it's just after 4 p.m. here. We've got a decent crowd. Most of our regulars are rolling in. I just saw Dream Steam over there in Buddy Up saying she was headed this way, so we should see her come in here pretty soon. If there are other servers you're a part of that you want to go drop a link to our server or invite them or send them steamstar.net, head over there and do that. I think it'd be great to see some more people join us. All right, so while we wait on Dream Steam to come in, I'll give the intro just so we'll have that on the record and we can get to chatting and see what's going on. So, once again, it's Tuesday. It is just after 8 p.m. UTC, which is 4 p.m. here on the East Coast of the United States. Over there in Europe, where my co host Awakened to Life is, in Croatia, it is 10 p.m. And this is a very special edition of Talk of the Line. It is our 10th show. So there we go. 10 times we've come to you, and 10 times most of you have joined us here. It's very exciting that we've made it this far and this many shows, so it's really great for me to be able to say that. So just for those of you, if anyone's listening outside of the Discord server right now, Talk of the Line is a weekly voice chat curation segment sponsored by the Steam Engine Group on Steemit.com, where we invite our members to come on the air and share what they've been up to each week. My name is Ethan D. Smith, and my co-host is Awakened to Life, and so I'm going to let him say hello.
Well, hello there, everybody. It's another show, an exciting one, 10th one. So it's been 10 shows. It's been fast, kind of, I don't even know. It kind of feels weird, but it's going fast. I just want to make a public apology to Petra for not commenting on her post. It's kind of, yeah, she called me a jerk, but she's right. It's been 6 days since I haven't responded to her great post about me, but I will tonight. I promise that. Besides that, thank you all for coming, and I hope we're gonna have another great show. We're gonna have some fun. You guys, I know you guys gonna share some amazing posts, and I'm looking forward to reading about them, uploading them, and just having fun with you guys. That's about it for me.
Well, it's only fitting that things started off with a little bit of tension between Petra and Awakened to Life, as that has become a common theme for sure. So it's definitely great to see everyone pop in today. And we are going to get started here momentarily. If feel free to invite other people. That's something that we want this show to be open to everyone to attend. So if you have other servers that you are a part of that you'd like to see people drop in, go ahead and drop them a link. If you need a link to the Steam Engine Discord, let me know. And if not, I will let Awaken to Life go ahead and drop our message into the chat so that he can get things going with the queue and we can hear from many people.
Just a moment.
Sure thing. I'm sure you might have to find that. So I hope that everyone's had a good week. It's been very busy for me the past few weeks, but it's always a pleasure to be able to take some time out of my Tuesday afternoon and come here and share this time with everyone. And I know that last week was a lot of fun. We had a great time, and so let's do it again this week. So there you go. If you'd like to present, drop that emoji. I also want to tell everyone that since it is our 10th show, it is a very special privilege of mine to be able to hand out not 5, but 10 50% upvotes this week over on in the giveaways channel. So if you have not entered the giveaway, head over there, and it's a pretty good chance. Your odds are doubled today that you could end up winning. And right now, it looks like everyone would win.
People in here. Everybody's gonna win.
Well, so far, it looks like everyone might win, but we may get some more people in that can enter. So there we go. I don't know if Dream Steam can win all of them. Probably not, but she probably will win today no matter what happens. So, yeah. All right, so it looks like we've got plenty of people who want to share today, so let's get right to it. and we'll see where the discussion goes. So who's up first there, Awaken to Life? If you're catching up, if not, I can fill the air
Yep,
with some.
I'm catching up. No worry.
Okay.
Basically, our first presenter today on our 10th show is going to be Artemis Nord.
And welcome to the show, Artemis. We missed you last week, but we're so glad you're here. So we'd love to hear from you.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here too. I missed you guys last week. I think I've become a U-logger. And this one, I came over to my friend's place and I interviewed her because I want to increase depression awareness, specifically bullying and suicide awareness. Last week, or I don't know, could have been a few days ago, I'm losing track of time. I posted, I think it was my second U-log, and I was talking about something that happened over in the PYP chat. And I mentioned a little bit about my depression. And somebody DM'd me later and told me I was crazy for talking about that in public and that there's a stigma attached and it would turn people off. So that just kind of ticked me off. So now I'm thinking about doing a lot more awareness.
Nothing like a good detractor to catalyze something like that.
So it's my first actual video where I had to teach myself how to edit videos. So it's a little amateurish, but I think it's pretty good. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
That's fantastic. I mean, I'm sure that Darasness would tell you the same thing. Everybody has to start somewhere, and my YouTube channel is evidence of that. I know Crazy BG's not here to back me up on that, but I think that's great. And certainly, if it's something that you're interested in doing, then absolutely go for it. And like you got certainly a lot of resources to reach out to a lot of people who've done video editing. I know in this channel, Darasness does it a lot. I've had some experience with it, and I know that Bafi has started editing some videos, and he's around occasionally. So that's really great. And also, the bullying and the mental health awareness is definitely a topic that, if more people did talk about, then I think we could remove some of those stigmas and things like that, because I know that a lot of people who you might not think deal with these issues actually do. So I think it's a good topic to be aware of on the platform. And so thank you so much for sharing. I'll have to go check that one out myself.
I'm sorry, Artemis. What did you say in the beginning? Somebody was saying you were crazy talking about this problem, like in a bad way or in a good way, like that you spoke about it.
Well, I'm sure they meant to be helping me, but they said I really shouldn't talk about it on this platform because it had a bad stigma to it and it would turn people off my work. So it kind of made me realize, you know what? It's about time more people started talking about it. So I don't know whether they meant it or not, but they really ticked me off.
I don't know. For me, if somebody is, put off by that, then he's not the follower you want to have, because that's who you are. That's what you've been through. And if you're sharing your thoughts, your feelings, then the right people will listen and the wrong ones will leave. So for me, you did the right thing.
Well, I think you've got a room full of people who are here to support you, and it's very great that you took the time to share that. So thanks a lot, Artemis. Okay. And if no one else has anything to comment on that, we will move right down the tracks here. So, Awaken to Life, why don't you go ahead and introduce our next guest?
Okay, if nobody has any more questions for Artemis North, I'm going to wait for another 5 seconds if somebody else got any questions for her. I guess not. So thank you, Artemis, again for presenting your posts, and screw those people. I'm sorry for being a little language R-rated, but that's how I feel about it. So basically, that's it. And our next presenter is gonna be my main man, Kelman. I'm keeping the rhyme, man.
Good man. I was just waiting to come up so I could say it was a fantastic post and a good little initiative there, Artemis. So, but oh, good stuff. Like I says, I love the little Bitmoji you had too. Oh crap! Because I pasted that, I don't have my link. 1 second.
This moment of silence is brought to you by everyone needs a clipboard manager.
Anyway, thanks. This is Criterion, second episode of the series I've been working on. Little kind of brief rundown. It's it's a more deeper look into a YouTube series called Blueprint. So what I do is go through the show and take down the different values and principles that I talked about and go into them a little deeper, at least some of them anyway. So I broke it down and made it easier to kind of comprehend and, trying to get more people involved in the comments and adding their thoughts and wisdom too. But yeah, this one really good. It was by Bobby Hundreds, so I really enjoyed the interview with this, and a lot of the values really rang true with me about starting up a community, with Buddy Up, starting that up, and trying to put those principles in place. I found that this interview and making this post really kind of struck home and shared a lot of what I was thinking. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. If you like it, if there's anything you'd like to add, feel free to let us know. It's all evolving and trying to make it better.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. It's always a pleasure to see what you've been up to. Once again, that GIF you've got as the featured image there is pretty neat. So, and it looks like we're looking at something that got curated. So, congrats on that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the title image, the little Criterion GIF, was by Penderis. He did a fantastic job with that. And I'm always trying to make it look good on night mode and day mode. So you can see if you go between night and day, you can see little differences, if it's in the borders, if it's in the GIF, in the format. So yeah. Anyway, thanks very much. Thanks for having us on. Always a pleasure to be on the show.
It's always great to have you. So, yeah, what's anything new going on over at Buddy Up?
Little bits. We had a Drop in the Ocean show last night, which is fantastic. Had a load of people in. Little cleanup of the server, but it's been pretty slow. I've had a different project going on over the weekend, which I'll drop a little emoji in and I'll share that with you guys very soon. But yeah, lots of stuff going on at the moment. Always great to be growing alongside all the other Steamians here. And like it says before, it's fantastic being on Talk with the Line and getting the chance to hang out with all you guys over in the Steam Engine too.
Yeah, it's definitely great to hear from you every week. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, Kilman, thank you for stopping by all the time. We really appreciate all your work and all your work at the Buddy Up and all the things you're actually working on. And again, congratulations on the curry. It's a big accomplishment. So I'm glad your content got appreciated. So.
Yeah, speaking of big accomplishments, Awaken to Life received a Curie this week too. So it must be some sort of correlation. I'm not saying there's a correlation between people who attend the show and people who get curied, but I'm just going to leave that there for everyone to consider.
Well, I just got to say that a lot of Steam Engine members got curry votes. So I think it's because they write amazing posts. So that's the only reason why they get it. So
yeah, I don't know what that middle step is there, Eon Warped. But there's something there, so that's great. All right. So thank you, Calamam, once again for sharing, and we'll move right along to our next guest. But first, it is 4:15, so I just want to remind everyone that this is Talk of the Line, a weekly voice chat curation segment hosted by Ethan D. Smith and Awaken to Life here. We are talking with our members about what they've been up to across the Steemit platform today. And yes, sorry, 4:15 the hour, I suppose. 4:15 8 p.m. UTC. It's 4:15 here, so there we go. All right, so with that being said, we'll move right to our next guest and Awaken to Life. If you would like to introduce them, that'd be great.
Okay, our next guest is going to be Benji.
Yep, sorry. I thought Dreamstream wasn't on next.
I messed up again. I messed up again. No, Dreams Team. I actually wrote that you're next, and oh my God, I'm tired. Sorry, Dreams Team. Please go next, and after that goes Benji.
It's okay. I don't mind going behind Benji. Oh, but okay. So this is going to be a fast one. This is my chapter 23. And I'm putting 23 in here, even though it seems like it's far away and it seems like you can't catch up. They're all very short chapters and they're intense and they're exciting. And I made Petra very happy with the last chapter. As I wrote it, Petra, I knew that you would be excited. But it's still cool to get into it right now because I think there's becoming a lot more comments, a lot more interaction, a lot more fun back and forth. I've been doing some contests on them. So the last two chapters had some contests to get my subscribers some money and just have fun with it. But yeah, Tamala, catch up. But yeah, so anyway, if you want to join us, definitely, if you click on that, I would tell you don't start reading there because you'll give away too much of the story for yourself, and then you'll kick yourself later. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then there's a whole list of the previous chapters, and catch up that way. So super fun. Okay, catch up, Tamala. You'll like it. I think the last two chapters have been really exciting. Okay, thanks everybody. The end. Bye.
I have. Go ahead, Awaken.
I just want to say, I remember she was getting, Dreams Team got curried again, and she was texting me about it. And then I believe it in Pimp Your Post Thursday, she was already talking about how she's going to give it all away. And I'm like, hey, next year you're coming to Croatia, start saving some money. She always gives everything away. I was like, put something aside. Come on.
It's true, but I am saving money for Croatia too, so don't worry about it.
Okay. I remember you got curried for this story 2 times actually. First time you got curried, I read the story and I was curator, and I was never more excited to put a post for a curry vote than that. I was nervous waiting for them to approve it. So I'm very happy you got approved again for the amazing story again. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I've still not made a point to go back and get started reading that, so I've got to put that on my list because I've heard from a lot of people that it's great.
Yeah, it's okay. You take your time. I don't want any pressure. When people finally get there to read it, I just want you to be able to enjoy it.
Of course.
And yeah, don't stress. So when you get to it, you get to it.
You see, Petra, can you learn something from Dreams Team? Why did you get mad at me for not responding to your post, even though I read it? Be patient, please. Thank you.
I think he's grasping at straws for ways to say things to Petra today. Petra, would you like me to tell him anything for you?
Well, there's still that heart before still not talking to you, so I'll take that as a nice message.
Right. All right. Well, if I need to mediate this conflict, please let me know. All right. Moving right along. Thank you so much, Dreams Team, for sharing. Always great to hear about the next parts of that. So we will move right along and Awaken to Life, who is our next presenter.
Okay, I'm not going to skip Benji this time for somebody else like I did Dreams Team. So Benji, please present your post for the second time.
So here's my post that I was going to present before Dreams Team rudely interrupted me. Yes, so, well, this week I haven't been able to post much decent quality stuff from my own personal account because, well, kids and stuff like that. Anyway, now that I'm on tour, it's going to be much easier to write with no distractions. And, well, tonight I'm stuck in a hotel after my flight was cancelled. But anyway, that's not the point of this post. I was able to put up something for orchestra and accounts. We have the Baroque Orchestra that I signed up to stem it, and this post is an aria from completion of the Marcus Passion by Bach. So Bach wrote three complete passions, and this particular one was not completed. And our artistic director finished it off, and we're slowly uploading a few of the arias and nicer bits from a live performance that we did 2 years ago. 2 years ago, yes, 2 years ago. Okay.
So you are in the orchestra, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm the concert master of this particular orchestra,
Okay.
so the lead violinist.
That's great. I guess I did not know that until now. I knew you said it was the orchestra account, but I will have to go check this out. That's really neat.
Thanks.
How long have you been doing that?
Playing violin or playing this orchestra, or
Just the whole
Posting
spill,
and saying that.
all of it. You can answer all of those questions.
so I'm one of these people that started violin when I was about 4 or so, and this particular orchestra specializes in Baroque music, so it's on original instruments with well, a lot of the symphony orchestras now, the classical music that you think of now is actually after 400 years of evolution of music and traditions and all the rest of this. So if you think about the way English has evolved over the past 300, 400 years, and how art styles and the various aesthetics of what is beautiful, what is meaningful, what is all this, lots has changed for over 300, 400 years. And so our particular specialization tries to recreate the meanings and ideas of when the compositions were composed, rather than like the symphony orchestras which you see nowadays, which are the product of 400 years of change.
That is a really interesting concept. I will have to check out that post for sure. It's really neat to see when people have been playing an instrument or doing something like that for such a long time, what sort of possibilities occur. We recently, my band, had the opportunity to play at a wedding a couple weekends ago, and we added a cellist to our band recently, and our band is kind of blues rock, easy listening jazz type stuff. So it was already interesting to add a cello, but when we found out that the bride and groom wanted some strings music in their ceremony, we actually found a couple of other violinists who are in our graduate department, and one of them has been playing since she was 4, but does not have a whole lot of opportunities to play. So it was really great to invite them in and have them arrange some things with our cellist to play for the wedding ceremony. But it's also incredible just to hear someone who's played an instrument for that long. So anyhow, I will definitely be checking out your post.
For sure. I'm going to be listening to that after we finish our show, which is going to be in probably 2 hours. I don't know. I hope so. Thank you for sharing your post with us. I'm sure going to listen to that. Does anybody else have any questions for Benji?
Okay, well, I suppose we'll move right along.
Okay. Our next presenter is going to be Ian Ward.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm really bad today.
Oh, let me make sure you're not server muted for some reason. No, you are not server muted. Okay, well, perhaps we'll move to the next person while you attempt to figure that out. Just go check your audio settings just to make sure that the right mic is selected and everything. Awaken to Life, we'll just move on to the next person then.
Okay, sounds good to me. Okay, our next presenter is going to be from Australia. I mean, New Zealand.
I got him. He caught himself this week.
No, I am not. I did that on purpose. So. Okay, from New Zealand, please, Andy, present your amazing post.
What's the noise behind you this week, Awaken?
It's a combination of my dad's Star Wars thing and our parrot.
I thought it sounded like a
Oh my
bird.
goodness, Benji. That is so not true.
All right, Andy, you go ahead. You have the
I don't
floor,
even-
so
I'm
you just go
speechless-
ahead.
Speechless with that. This is my post about the trail ride I went on. Not last weekend, but the weekend before. And here I was thinking that I was going to doodle around, taking lovely scenic pictures, but that didn't happen. And yes, it was quite a funny story. Go and check it out. I was petrified most of the time. So it's worth a read. It was quite comical.
Well, it's always good to have some humorous stories to read, so I will have to check that out.
The video wasn't amazing, Cal. It was like I wish that I had known how it would come out, but that's the first time I've actually done any videoing on my phone. I should have had it held the other way so that you could probably get a better picture of what was happening. And also, when you're facing downhill, it doesn't look steep, but where we went was, that video wasn't so bad, but it was a lot steeper than what it looks like on the video. I didn't curse that much, only a little bit. Excuse the expletives.
I like this sentence. I prayed a lot.
Well, there we go.
I did. The man that I was with, he kept saying to me, "You're praying now. What's wrong with you?" I said, "Oh dear Lord, I'm going to die." He said, "Well, I don't intend to, so you'll probably be okay."
It's great.
Well, you can see how much mud was that on that buggy. It's so much mud. You must have been going deep or very fast that it just splashed probably all over your face when you got it there.
I had mud. You wouldn't believe where I had mud. It was just everywhere. It was just everywhere. Where we went to begin with was crazy steep. I'd never ever. I mean, I live on a farm and I have a 4-wheeler bike. But where we went, I was like, no freaking way. You can't be seriously going to go up that hill. I mean, I was amazed, absolutely amazed where we actually went. But I was too scared to video at that point. So there is no pictures, no proof that I was petrified.
Yeah, you should get that helmet camera like from the professional sports when they have those little cameras on top. That would be an interesting interesting to watch. I bet there would be a lot of beeping. Beep beep beep.
Actually, a lot of the riders had those on their helmets. They must do something with the videos themselves. But there was 120 riders, and a lot of them had them. So it was quite interesting to see. But next year, if I do pluck up the courage to go again, I will take something like that.
Well, we will definitely be looking forward to that.
Oh, I'm not sure whether I am. He said he'd go slower. He didn't realise that I
You enjoyed it. Come on, we all know you did.
You know what, Awaken? I thought that I would have the time of my life. I was so excited to go on that, and I tell you, I did not. I was actually scared to death.
Well, the second time it's always easier, so.
I'm not sure. The bike will be a year older. At this stage, the one that I was on was brand spanking new. and it was, working well. Another year down the track, when that's done a year's farm work, I'm not sure if it'll get up those hills. No, it was. At least I know now what they're capable of, because I really didn't think we were going to make it. And he kept saying things like, "Oh, well, I don't know what it's capable either, but we'll try this." No, let's not try that.
Oh, well, I'm sure that it will be fun to go watch this and read about it. So we'll be looking forward to any more similar posts from you in the future, Andy. So it's great to hear from you. You never know what you're going to hear from Andy Santix 48, whether it's going to be poetry or a post about large birds or biking this week. So
She's
Thank you
an
for
all
having me.
round kind of girl, huh?
yes, definitely.
You're very round indeed.
All
Well, I
right.
love you. You can make a joke.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Always a pleasure. So
Always a pleasure. Always.
I want to take a moment, since it is now half past the hour, to remind everyone that this is again Talk of the Line, and I'm Ethan D. Smith. I'm here with Awaken to Life. And for those of you who are listening and are members of the Steam Engine community, make sure to head over to TOTL Giveaways and enter our giveaway for this week. Since it is our 10th show, I am giving away 10 votes this week. And right now it looks like everyone who has entered is going to win. So if you want to make things interesting, head over there and enter the giveaway. So,
Should I do it also?
sure.
I spoil the odds for some people.
No, it's totally up to you. But
No. I want our members to win. So.
And
I'm
also,
fine.
the vote can be on a post of your choosing. So it could be like you dreaming somebody, or I don't know what the verb form of me voting on a post is. So, but anyway, Papa Rodin, I just want to address the you. Unfortunately, since you are not a full member of the Steam Engine yet, you won't be able to enter the giveaway, so you won't be able to access that channel. So. But thank you so much for dropping in to listen. It's great to have you. So, yeah, I did say dreaming because it's cool, and it arose like that. That idea came up in this show 2 weeks ago. So, it's a concept I like to return to. But yes, if you are to win the giveaway, yes, you are a member, Sarge. If you enter the giveaway and you win, and you don't have a recent blog post, you can ask me, and I just let me know a post that you'd like me to vote on, and I will certainly do it. So it can be like a gift to someone else for you. So there we go. Anyhow, now that we've gotten that out of the way, Awaken to Life, why don't you introduce our next guest?
Okay, Ian Warp seems to fix
Yes.
his problem with
All
music,
right.
so he should be back presenting with us his amazing post.
Hello, can you hear me all?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Excellent. All right, I'm very excited to be here. This is my first time presenting on Talk of the Line. But anyway, let me paste in the link.
Yeah, it's great to have you, Eon Warped. I know you've been a member of the community for a while, so glad you were able to present today. So let's see what you've got.
Yes, actually, well, okay, I can talk about Iceland later. You know, as if any of you have been following, I've been posting about Iceland almost nonstop. I think even Enchanted Spirit is getting sick of it. But but I actually took a break, and this is a post about a friend who is an artist, and I went to visit her opening for one of her projects, and I thought it was really cool. And recently, she hasn't I introduced her to Steam, and she did post for a few, and this was a chance I thought that maybe I can show, kind of encourage, well, two purposes. One, to see like if there's any, say like any other artist that might want to connect with her, and also just to share her artwork and see if any. Right. I think I got lost in thought. But anyway, if you are in New York, you can feel free to check it out. It's actually open for 4 weeks.
Well, there you go. That's great. And New York's a bit of a trek for me, but that's great. So has your friend been able to post any more recently, or are you trying to encourage that?
Yeah, I've been trying to encourage her to do it because I think she has some pretty cool stuff in general. At the end of the post, I've also shared her website and her Instagram. And the other thing that I'm want to mention is that I'm actually giving away all of the liquid payout to her as well. So this is, I think, a pretty, as you can see, it did pretty well. And so I think we're both pretty excited about it as well.
That's great. Well, maybe if you win the giveaway today, then we can get a little bit of extra to head her way. So
Yeah, that'd be great.
I see you. The post got curried as well, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm
That
very
is
excited about that.
Curie number 3 for this show of people this week. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to say that if you are in the Steam engine and you participated in the show that you're going to get curied. But, I mean, look around a little bit and you'll see.
Yep. There's some kind of coincidence here going on. I don't know what.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Eon Warped, for sharing. Great to have you in here this week and glad you could come on to present. So we'll be sure to head over there and check out your friend's work.
Cool. Thanks a lot again.
Okay. That's anybody else got any questions?
Just like to drop in and say I'm having like a little look through some of the posts on your friend's account, and they're really cool. Like some really cool photography, and I'm just on the introduce yourself post, which has got a pretty interesting picture as well.
Oh yeah, that is definitely one of the more interesting pictures from her collection as well. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we'll move on down the line here.
Okay, Eon Warp, thank you for presenting for the first time. We're glad to hear your voice, and thank you for presenting another amazing post. Okay, our next presenter is gonna be Petra.
Oh, you said my name correctly. How nice.
Oh, your voice is still deep.
It's not really deep. It's just it still seems a bit distorted. But I think we can make it work. So you go ahead, Petra.
Like really distorted.
I'm just gonna mute her.
Don't do that.
Well, I'm not sure
I'm
if it's my
not
mic or something, but let me know if you can hear me at all or something.
Yeah, it sounds like your microphone perhaps, and it's also a bit loud, so you might want to check the volume level and just bring it down. But I'm not sure what else to tell you other than maybe you can do some troubleshooting with the mic. I don't know, unplug it, plug it back in, something like that.
Any better?
Perhaps a
same
little
thing again.
quieter, but we're still getting that same level of distortion. So why don't you just go ahead and try to present what you have to say, and hopefully we'll be able to hear you. Because we can.
Or is it possible to give me just a couple more minutes? Just skip me and go back to me. I'll check my mic again.
Okay, that's fine because
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
much harder to understand just now.
We just understood that you're gonna check your mic and come back again later.
I think that's what she
okay,
said.
yeah.
I couldn't really tell. Okay, we got you, Petra. We'll do that.
Well, that's too bad. I hope you fix your problem, Petra. We're gonna move on and we're gonna come back to you. Okay, our next presenter is gonna be Movement.
All right.
Hey, what's up? Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir. We got you.
Yes, we can.
All right. How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Waiting for your amazing post, my friend.
All right. Let me control V real quick, make sure it's right. So that one I just finished and happened to pop in here. Remembered you guys were here. And I promised I'd be doing this more now after months on Steemit, and I've been keeping my word with you and several other servers. So this is my pre-show post for tonight's podcast that starts at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And there's so I'm having another amazing Steemian who I think y'all are familiar with, or most of y'all. White Walking Feather. He's on Steemit. He's WWF. Do you all know him?
I'm not sure that I recognize him right away, but I suppose we'll get to know him after your podcast here. So,
Oh yeah, okay. Well, he's pretty well known on Steemit. He's been on social media for many years. He's actually the first person I heard of Steemit from. He's been on here a while, and he's up in Canada, in Alberta, on 72-acre homestead in an earthship he built, completely off grid, 100% sustainable everything. He's even practicing zero waste and more foraging, less growing at this point. I've had him on my show over the last few years several times, and he's a pretty amazing individual. Are you familiar with the Ben Stewart films like Chymatica, Esoteric Agenda?
I cannot say that I am.
Really? So, what about Zeitgeist?
I heard about Zeitgeist. It's basically a documentary about the banking system and how the world works, pretty much.
More or less, yeah. And it touches on the occult and spirituality and whatnot. And so this Ben Stewart, who's a huge producer and in a band, actually, I think he's the singer and I think he plays bass. He did a series around the same time. The first one was called Esoteric Agenda, and the third one is called Ungrip, and it's actually huge. It was his series was one of the first series on before even YouTube that got millions and millions of hits. And so Rob was featured in that film, and he used to lecture a lot about individual sovereignty and self-governance and sustainability and whatnot. And he lives the life. He's someone, for instance, not just agriculturally and socio-politically, but like he doesn't drive a car. He travels, without the need of a license, that sort of thing. He's been on my show a number of times, and he's on tonight.
All right. Well, that might give us a chance to see what all he's up to. So that's really great that you were able to get him as a guest. I'm sure that's going to be fun.
Yeah, they have a really cool server here called the Virtue Circle, and I feel like I've seen quite a few engineers in there. They're quite big time on Steemit, most of them, and they address a lot of spiritual issues and difficult, the things we all go through in life, everything from addiction to mental illness to, internal struggles and demons and relationships, responsibilities. And it can get pretty heavy, but it's good. At the end, you feel really good.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great. Thank you for bringing all of that to light. I know that, I may not have heard of it before today, but I have now, so I don't have an excuse the next time you ask.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you for having me always.
Of course. We're so glad that you joined us again this week, and we hope that you'll continue to do so. So thanks for sharing.
I will. Take it easy, everybody.
Thank you, man, for presenting. I'm sure I'm gonna go after and read that post like I do after every show, and just gonna leave some comments as always. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for coming here.
Okay, well, it's close enough to now it's quarter till the next hour. So once again, I'm Ethan D. Smith. I'm here with Awaken to Life. This is Talk of the Line, broadcast live on the Steam Star Radio Network and hosted by the Steam Engine Group on Steemit.com, which is dedicated to supporting its members' content and promoting engagement among members. And so we're here just chatting with some of our members about their latest blog posts and things that they've been up to. We just heard from Movement 19, and now who's up next?
Well, let's see if Petra fixed her problem.
Oh,
with the
yes.
microphone.
How about now? Am I sounding any better than before?
You're much clearer, yes.
You're actually sounding much better, so yes.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yes, it seems that your issues have gone away, so we would love to hear from you now, Petra.
Thank you. My post is about a very important topic, nonverbal communication. Some say that 93% of our communication is nonverbal and only 7% through words. Nonverbal communication includes facial expressions, posture, gestures, eye contact, vocals, personal space, and touch. So 7 different types of nonverbal communication. We often use all of them while communicating, and I described them in the post and talked about some examples and wrote what should you keep in mind when communicating. I also wrote about nonverbal communication in general, what are the benefits and roles it plays. I also mentioned that nonverbal communication can be instructed to some extent by various classes, NLP as the most famous one, but it can never be completely controlled or faked because nonverbal communication is emotional and subconscious in its nature. So we are often not even aware we are doing it. That is also the reason to learn about it and watch others when they are speaking to you. Nonverbal will always tell more than verbal would. So keep in mind that you should look at a person and watch how a person behaves while he or she is speaking to you.
Well, it's always interesting to talk about nonverbal communication in a show here that is entirely verbal communication, but it's certainly a topic that is worth looking into some more. So thank you, Petra, for sharing that with us. Does anybody else have any comments on that?
Just gonna say, I love your format, Petra. The little titles you've got there, and how you've broken up the text looks fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. It takes some time. It takes some time and work, but I love how it turns out, and it adds some sparkle and value to the content. At least I think.
Oh, definitely. It looks really nice and uniformed, and I love how you've found great pictures to go alongside all the text too. Really makes a difference.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's really nice to hear that.
How did you get those big like subtitles, like facial expressions in that kind of font? How did you get that like that?
Those are pictures. I think for the last 10 posts that I wrote, I make all my subtitles like pictures. I go over each and every one and make it look sparkly in a way.
Make it look amazing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. You've been constantly improving your posts, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know what to improve next. I will think of something. Since I've done the titles, I will think of something else for my next step.
I think it's always a great idea to challenge yourself when it comes to formatting to make each post look better and better. I really like those headers. Those are great. So
Yeah, and Dreamsteam, there are free online programs that you can just upload your picture to and edit it to be transparent. It's quick and easy. It takes me 3 seconds for each title. Because I've been told that in the past, my titles were fine if you were using Steemit on a light with a light background, but if you were using that night mode or however it is called, then it's too big of a contrast when it's a white background on my titles. That's why I started using the transparent one, so it works both ways.
transparency is a nice tool to use. So yeah, that's great, Petra. And I know I have not given you any personal challenges for posts to make yet today. So if I think of something, I'll let you know. But I did deliver last week. So
yes, you did. Yes, you did. Thank you for that.
I wanted everyone to know that last week I challenged Petra to write a story about Awaken to Life, and she did it. So if you haven't checked that out, you can go over to her blog and read that as well.
It was an amazing post, really, guys. You guys should check it out. Not because it's about me, it's the way the way she wrote it. So I think you guys are gonna like it.
And be sure to comment.
Like somebody here.
I couldn't resist. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna comment tonight. So
Okay.
I'm always a clutch guy, so I always wait for the last second.
Great. Well, I just wanted to remind everyone that there are about 10 minutes left to enter the giveaway if you've not done so far. And yes, Benji, that's always a great go-to comment, just to say, upvote me. No, you'll have Awaken to Life on you in a heartbeat if you did that.
Yeah, he probably would. Well, why did you tell him that? Now I know I don't have the element of the surprise anymore.
No, that's true. Yeah. In the past, Awaken to Life has been known to come down hard on people who comment like that. So you got to watch out for him. He's been a little busy with his bathroom renovation lately to do his railroad cop duties, but he has that name for a reason.
Here you go. You just told people that I'm not in there, so I'm just gonna go in there and leave slack off comment, and now actually I'm gonna start checking tomorrow.
Well,
so
now I've given you back the element of surprise. So do you see what I did there? There you go.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
All right, well, we interrupt the Ethan D. Smith and Awaken to Life show and now return you to Talk of the Line. So who is up next?
Okay, our next first presenter of the day is going to be Sargento.
Oh, I'm up. Let me get the link for you. I was about to say, if I disappear, we got a bad storm rolling in, so I don't know how long. My internet will hold up, but hi, how y'all doing? Got here a challenge. I was whining somewhere about nobody ever challenges me to do anything. Talk about challenges there, Ethan. And Battle Axe, she must have got the memo because it was the following day I got challenged to do the 12 questions. Y'all know about the 12 questions, right? Well, it's neat. It was started by Hobo Tang, a fella that made a house out of a bus, very interesting fella. And he come up with this 12 questions, and it's been making the rounds, and I felt left out. But Battle Axe said, "It's all right, Santo. I'm gonna challenge you to do that." So she did, and there's my response. So yeah, there's that little young cockeyed Sarge right there. Yeah. But anyway, have a look, have a laugh.
I feel like there was a time when everyone challenged me to do things and I didn't ever do any of them. So you're doing better than I have, Sarge. So we'll have to be sure to check this one out.
Hey, Sarge, what did you like about the Ender's Game book?
Oh, the Ender's Game book, it was required reading when I was in the Marine Corps many, many years ago when we used dinosaurs for tanks. If you read that book, and I've read it again since I read it in the military, and when I read it in the military, it gave me a very patriotic feeling and everything. And now years later, after I read it, it makes me think of the brainwashing that military members go through and sometimes keep for the rest of their life. I guess when you read a book, sometimes you can get different things out of it. But I'm going to tell you, it's much, much better than the movie. And both times, years ago when I was a young man and I read it, as I said, it was on the required reading list for non-commissioned officers in the Marine Corps back when General Gray, who was commandant, came up with the idea of a reading list, and also made us study the Constitution if we were non-commissioned officers or officers. You had to know the Constitution. So he was very big on education, this commandant we had for both enlisted and officers. But it is still on the required reading list for non-commissioned officers in the United States Marine Corps. So it is a very, very good book. And if you read it critically, I don't want to tell you, I don't want to do a spoiler alert or anything, but if you look at it, it's quite a book.
I asked because I just recently, about 2 weeks ago, it was on TV here in Croatia. I watched the movie, so I know what you're talking about when you say the book is always better than the movie, because they actually can't fit all the details in the movie. You know, they have to pick and choose, and with the books you get so much more. One of my big differences in watching the movie was also Da Vinci's Code, because the book is way better. So I know what you're talking about there.
It's what happens when you have those, because Ender's Game is you know, it's a series, and Orson Scott Card is one of those authors that it does science fiction very well, and so it really can't be avoided when it comes to making the film adaptations. But anyway, thank you guys for the discussion there. That's great. Head over and check out Sarge's the rest of the 12 questions that he answers, and yeah, there we go.
I would have to say, if I could say one last thing.
Sure, of course.
My favorite response, because I think this is hilarious, and some people have quoted my post here, and thank you for that. I think I got the ladies all excited with that young boy picture. I was 19 when that picture was took. That was some time back. But anyway, my favorite was they asked a question. They said, if money and time was not, something to worry about or anything, what would you create? And I answered, well, a utopian society, which is impossible, but is well worth the effort. But of course, I would save some of the money so that I could get a plane ticket to get the hell out of there so I wouldn't ruin it, or words to that effect.
Well, there we go. So we've got several of the responses already in the chat, but we don't want to spoil his whole post. So, but it's great. All of these things are great, so I'll have to be sure to read the rest of the responses.
I think we got his whole post here.
Well, if it's that good, if it's that entertaining of a post. So thank you so much, Sarge. It's always great to have you here.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate what you do here, and for us being able to do this.
Of course.
Okay. Thank you, Sarge, again. Okay, so we gotta keep moving on because there's some people who actually want to present their second posts. We actually got a lot of people who want to present second posts. So we're gonna start with my main man, Kellerman. Present your second post.
Thank you very much. Back again with the rhymes. I'm just dropping a post in here for you guys. Okay, so I'm sure most of you guys have heard about Steam Monsters lately. While everybody's been losing their heads, buying packets and trading and making all these sweet deals, myself, Pandaris, and Wolf have been working hard, hustling away, making up our little character, Acox Shortwick. So this guy, he's gonna be a little bit of a monster trader. We're gonna try and create a little backstory for him and explain how he's developing over time. So this is the little intro post we're starting with. The story's gonna develop over time, but we wanted to have it rolling at least first, so you can all get to know Acox. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna have it like a little time lapse, like a little time jump. So we're gonna also have little auction posts and giveaway posts with Acox in the present. So you'll have his own little auction house thing, and there'll be little posts. And you can get involved with the Steam Monsters game. Trade the cards, and we'll help you out building your deck. Or you can just follow along for the story. Find out a little bit about Acox and see what's going on. And you'll notice as well in the comments, if you're commenting on the auction post, it'll be with Acox now, how he is kind of in the present moment. But if you're commenting on the old story post, they'll be a little bit more sarcastic, a little bit joking on, because that's Acox's character back then. And you'll notice him developing over time as the lore expands for Steam Monsters and as things all grow. So yeah, very exciting. I'm loving this one. So let us know what you guys think. And if you've got any cards and Steam Monsters you'd like to trade, you know who to call.
So I'm a bit foggy on how the actual trading happens.
So at the moment, it's just inside of a Discord server. So Agro had set up a kind of gifting function on the Steam Monsters website. So what happens at the moment, you've got the Steam Monsters Discord, and there's different merchants who've, it's like a kind of, how would have done it? It's like a merchant's bond. They've paid 100 SPD to Agro to be a merchant to kind of like be the escrow for these trades. If they ever steal anyone's cards, the money that they gave to Agro as a bond will be paid to subsidize it.
Right. Okay.
You go into the Discord and kind of do trades that way. And, there's a lot of, it's a very volatile market at the moment, as you know. The cards are just, it's been a week, so there's a lot of kind of jumps up in prices, but it's very much going. And there's a lot of people getting involved. So if you want to find out a little bit more, I think that I'll drop the link in for the Steam Monsters Discord if that's all right for you guys.
Yeah, that's no problem. Okay, well that's great. So for those of you who are not familiar, Steam Monsters is kind of, I don't really know what to compare it to, but it's going to be an online card game that's based on the Steam platform that allows people to battle and trade monster cards and spell cards and things of that nature. So it should be pretty interesting once the whole entire thing gets up and running. But right now, everything's kind of in the pre-stages. So you can head over to steammonsters.com and get your base package and purchase booster packs now. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And make sure you check out Acox and see what this little goblin's going to get up to.
Yes. So thank you for sharing him.
No problem, guys. Thanks very much.
All right. So it looks like the giveaways just ended. And we'll have to see who the unlucky person is who did not win.
Well, I know who won, so guess who won again?
Dream Steam.
You know it. Okay, so our winners are Maverick, Andy Santich, Shadows Pub, Sargento, Dream Steam, Benji, Eon Warped, Malos, Ted, Jack Dub, and Zen Art.
Okay. Well, there we go. I might actually limit... I don't know. I might see if I can figure out who didn't win because Malos 10 and Jack Dub both have not attended the show today, so I might actually not award them their winnings because it seems they dropped into the channel and entered the giveaway. And there's no way for me to limit the people who attend the show. Or anyway, long story short, they must have just entered the giveaway and left. So if you did not win the giveaway, if you could just let me know real quick, and we'll try to make it happen for you anyway.
Artemis is the first one, so you can give it to her. Let's see who first drops in the chat gets it, right? Okay, we're getting crickets in here. Should we move on?
Yes, sorry. I was doing something else there for a moment. Yes, absolutely. So once again, Talk of the Line. We're here chatting with our members. I'm Ethan D. Smith, and I'm here with Awaken to Life, and so we'll move on down the tracks to our next guest.
Okay, our next guest is going to be the winner again tonight and presenting her second post, Dream Steam.
Second post, shout out to Buddy Up and our Drop in the Ocean show, which is super fun every week. It's just if anybody doesn't know, theme every week, and then everybody that wants to be a part of it comes to the show. They write a post on the theme, and it's really neat because you would think that everybody would have the same exact thoughts on a post, but or on a theme, but they don't. Everybody kind of diverges, and it's really, really interesting. It's developed into this really fun way to connect with our Buddy Up family, but also to get to know people on these really intricate topics. We've done, let's see, determination. We've done creativity, and this last one was pride. And so mine was titled Sugar Mama. And I'm not going to tell you why it was called Sugar Mama. You have to go read it to see why it was called Sugar Mama. But yeah, motivation, inspiration. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, definitely come be a part of it. It's fun. This next week is going to be opportunity. So that will be an interesting one to see what everybody comes up with. But yeah, I think you'll like my Sugar Mama post. It's kind of, I'll give you a hint. It's a shout out to how amazing my husband is. So definitely go see the man that makes my heart flutter. Okay, that's all for me. The end.
The end. Okay, I'm sure gonna check out that post. That's definitely a eye-catching, eye-catching title. So it's gonna be interesting to read, and we all want to see who is the guy who stole your heart.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you so much for sharing that as the second post. And it's always interesting to see what topics Calamam and his Buddy Up crew come up with every week for people to share. So thanks.
Okay. Does anybody else got any questions from Dreams team? I guess not. So now, since Shadows Pub is just first post presenting, she's gonna get a row before everybody else was presenting the second time. So Shadows Pub, please present your post.
Okay, this one is kind of a trial run. They've come out now with a plugin for WordPress called SteamPress that they've been working on for, I believe, several months. And they're kind of pushing it a little bit harder right now because they received a whole mess of delegation. So I went back to one of my WordPress blogs this morning and installed the plugin, and I gave it a try publishing from the WordPress blog, and then it immediately published on Steam. I had a couple little quirks. One was that the graphic that is normally at the top left just didn't go top left when it went into Steam, so I had to go in and edit that. But I went back and to their Discord and I told them about it. And just before I presented here, I see that they've fixed that bug. They've announced the fact that they fixed it, and they're looking for any other. So they're really trying to stay on top of getting it so that it transfers well from WordPress over to Steam. I do a little bit more fixing down in my footer, but I reported that, and they'll be working on it. And then the other thing was that didn't come over properly was I used a animated Bitmoji, and when it transferred over to Steam, it came up as a static picture, and I had to go in and edit that. But they're working on it, so it looks as though it could be some real possibilities there.
Yeah, I've heard rumblings of something like this for a very long time, almost back when I first joined, but it's really great to see that they've taken the time to do it. So I assume that you just format it normally on WordPress, and then it converts things over to, I guess it just uses HTML or something like that. But
yeah, it seems to use mostly HTML when it brings it over. It doesn't use markup, which is probably where some of the quirks are coming in, is HTML in Steam works a little odd sometimes.
Right.
But yeah, it seemed to work fairly well, and they're continuing to work on it. So it's going to be interesting to see how far it goes.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people that come to Steam it many people often have some experience with WordPress already. So I think that would be a really good tool for people, especially folks who have shared posts in the past on their WordPress blog and want to revitalize those or bring them to Steemit, which I think is great because it gives them new readership and things like that. But then again, yeah, like Papa Rodin says, it could be the other way around. So perhaps, that's a consideration as well. But anyhow, thank you for sharing that, Shadows. It's good to see those types of things in action.
One of the things I asked him about this morning, because it does relate directly to me, is if, like right now, the way it's set up, it's one Steam account to one WordPress account. What I asked him for was if it'd be possible that if we went into our WordPress blog, we could be able to select from different accounts here on Steam. Because, like, for example, I would like to be able to, from that particular blog, be able to do both my Steam at Ramble and my Shadows Pub account. So I'd like to be able to select and then send it to the proper account here. So they're working on that.
Right.
I actually never used the WordPress. What is behind that? The first blogging that I started was on Steemit, so I have no idea what WordPress is.
WordPress is one of the very first and one of the very best blogging platforms. It's what's called a content management system. These came out of, I remember when I first got involved with web things, WordPress was very new. I've been using it almost since version 2 or something, way back when it came out. But it basically, WordPress itself is a container, and you install it on a web space, and then you can make all kinds of modifications to the template, to the format, and ultimately you can add posts as blog posts and add pages. That content will stay the same, but allow you to change all of the actual aesthetics of the blog. So you can change the look of it anytime you want without changing the content, because the content is all stored in a database as posts. So it's, a WordPress operates on what's called a MySQL database or MySQL database that is, how our Steemit blogs are stored on the physical Steam blockchain. Not physical, obviously, but it's stored on the blockchain. Your WordPress blog posts are stored on a database that's associated with your hosting account. So it's a really intuitive and pretty easy to learn way to get up a good looking website. And it's done nothing but got better. A lot of high profile websites use WordPress now, and you can't tell that they're WordPress blogs, but they are. So anyway, that's kind of my summary of it. If there's anything that anybody else wants to add, that you can.
Yeah, I use a theme called Elegant Themes, and I can do what just looks like a straight blog, or I can do what looks like a very sophisticated website. The Legion, the branch's website is built on WordPress, and most people don't even know that that's what it is. They think it's been specially designed.
Right, and so it has really brought good-looking websites down to make them available to the average everyday user who has just a little bit of time to learn it. Whereas it used to be when you wanted a really good-looking website, you had to hire someone to make it for you. And now it's really easy with WordPress. And in fact, yeah, if you've ever been lucky enough to end up on ethandsmith.com, that indeed is a WordPress site. So if you need some more examples of what it might look like, there you go.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys for all the information. I'm sure gonna check it out and see what I can do there.
All right. So how many more people do we have in the queue here?
We actually got Andy, we got Artemis, we got Benji, and Zenart presenting their second posts.
All right. Well, we'll have to go rapid fire here because we are planning to end here at half past the hour. So.
Okay, so we got 15 minutes. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Andy, so please jump in and present your second post from New Zealand.
Yay, you got it right. But this is actually in Australia. This is just my second piece on that Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary in Brisbane when we went over a couple of weeks ago. Just a quickie. It was just to look up the river. We went on a ferry and took some photographs up the river and the interesting animals we saw while we were there. So it's just a quickie. So that was easy, over and done.
Well, you just can't go without owls in your posts, huh?
It's not an owl. Come on now. That is a tawny mouth. No, it's a tawny frog mouth. It's not an owl. And it's so
Looks like
cute. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Looks like something from Harry Potter or something.
I know, right? That made my day, that little thing.
That's crazy. I'm sure they can camouflage everywhere. They look like a piece of a tree. I don't know how to explain it. Go check it
It's
out,
like,
guys.
it looks like a big head and nothing else.
Yeah.
Like it's got no body and no legs. It's the funniest thing ever.
All right. Thank you so much, Andy. So we'll move right along very quickly to our next presenter.
Okay, our next presenter is, by the way, thank you, Andy, for presenting the post, your second post. Okay, our next presenter is going to be Artemis Nord.
This is my latest Fiber Ramble curation, and I think it has some really good articles in
I
here.
didn't understand that. What did you say?
Oh, this is my latest Fiber Ramble curation, and I hope you guys go and give these people some love because they're really awesome.
So each week, Artemis North posts her Fiber Ramble, which includes posts she's curated of people doing creative projects and making things. So head on over there and check it out if you haven't already, because she finds some really good stuff.
Yes, she always finds amazing content creators, and she just brings them to you. So go check it out, guys, and find some amazing people. I'm sure she does an amazing job.
All right. Well, there we go with the Fiber Ramble for this week. So who's next?
Okay, thank you, Artemis. Sorry for cutting you a little short, but we're short on time. Okay, our next presenter is going to be Benji.
Super short one. I'm kind of new to the TV show Way Back Challenge, and I was just kind of curious. Did anyone watch Monkey Magic when they were kids?
The first video kind of looks familiar. I don't know why. I'm going to have to check this out. I think I'd watched it, but I don't remember it.
It used to be all the rage when I was growing up, but maybe it was just for Australia or the UK or something.
Perhaps. Well, we can go find out about it in your post.
Okay, that was it.
Well, thank you. That's certainly an interesting looking challenge. I'll have to look at that tag and check out some other posts from there. Thank you, Benji, for sharing again. All right.
Okay, our next presenter is gonna be Zen Art. She deleted her name, so I don't know why, but so I'm gonna call her by Zen Art now.
Yeah, well, those who know what my name is can always call me by my name. I don't know. I just wanted to, I don't know. I don't know why I deleted that. Never mind. So I wasn't planning on promoting this post, but Dreams Team made me laugh, so I have to do it. The post is about my last couple of orders. For those of you who don't know, I'm selling my products and accepting SBDs and shipping them worldwide. I make jewelry, toys, magnets, and keychains. Everything is eco and vegan friendly because I use recycled felt. In this post, I showed my last orders and gave some information, but I also started a joke in my title. So the title goes, An Owl, Firefly, and the Penguin Walk into a Bar. Whoever continues the joke, the best, wins free shipping for their next order. Dream Team continued the joke very good, so go to the comments and read it. Also, if you think you can do better, please do and leave it. Leave your joke in the comments.
Well, there's your challenge from Petra this week. So if you'd like to order some of her incredible projects and things that she sells, you can get free shipping. So all you have to do is be funny. There you go.
Yeah, just be funny. Be funnier than Dreams Team. that's the challenge.
All right, we'll see how that goes.
That is the real challenge there, Seneca. I don't know. I might have to try something.
All right, well, thank you so much, Petra, for sharing, and we'll just move on. I think, do we have one or two more people?
Oh, we're actually done. We kind
Oh,
of
that's it.
hurried too much.
That's
Now we
okay.
got 10 minutes to
No,
spare.
I did this on purpose because I wanted to give you a moment to share your latest blog.
Oh, you want me to share? Ah, okay, okay. Okay, well, that's very thoughtful of you. Thank you.
Of course. So Awaken to Life is back home in Croatia for the summer off season for basketball, and he's been working on a pretty big project, and his most recent blog about that project got curied, so I thought I'd give him an opportunity to share about that. I suppose he's gone to get... Yeah, there's the link. All right.
Okay, basically, I presented this post also on PPR Post Thursday at Shadows Pub. Whoever is not there, you should go on Thursday and meet amazing people and have some fun over there as well. It's similar programs to this. We were actually inspired to do our program by Shadows Pub's program. So guys should definitely participate there as well. So basically, this is my post. It talks about how I started work on my bathroom renovations. It's basically an old, beat-up bathroom, 40-year-old bathroom, and it basically needed a whole new renovation. Old plumbing had to go. I had to drill it out. We had to take out all the old tiles, the old bathtub, and it just basically you're gonna see how much work it is in just this first update that I wrote. You guys can actually picture how much work I have to do, and it's just me and my dad. So basically, it's mostly me because my dad got tired by day 3. So basically, I was stuck alone carrying all the stuff. But I'm very proud of him. He did an amazing job in the stuff that he could do, and he did an amazing job telling me how to do stuff. So a lot of these stuff, and I'm actually doing for the first time in my life. So it's basically all built by my 2 hands and my dad's 2 hands. So it's getting interesting. And tomorrow I'm going to write the second post, which I'm going to actually do the progress post, how things are going. We're close to being done now. It took me about a month and some days to finish it all, but it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be nice. You guys gonna see it, and I was the designer, so for the first time again, I don't know how much you guys gonna like it, but I like it. So we will see. All I'm gonna say is when I'm finished, it's gonna be 10 times more fun to take a shower in there.
And there you have it. We're looking forward to seeing the finished product for sure. That's a great shot there that Petra has just shared.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm using this when I go to the beach as well.
Good job with the safety glasses. Always a good call.
Oh, trust me, guys. If you ever try to do this, you gotta wear them because these pieces of glass, like I wrote in my post, when you take off the old tiles, when you do with the oh my God, I don't know what to say words with the machine. I don't know what the name is. The drill. Basically, these little pieces of tiles are so sharp and so little, you can certainly hurt yourself. So please, if you ever do the same thing that I'm doing now, wear them because one of those pieces flew into my eye and my eyelid closed right before and it stuck to my eyelid. So trust me, it is dangerous. So wear the glasses.
Yes, so that you don't have to learn from something like that happening. You can just have the glasses on the first time. Now, thanks to Awaken to Life, who made the mistake first. So you can learn from other people's mistakes. Always use safety glasses when you're doing something like this.
Yep, wrote that in a post as well. Learn from my mistakes, guys.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Awaken, for sharing. I did want to just share one thing very quickly before we start to wrap things up. I don't have a whole lot of opportunities to blog, but when I do post to my account, it is usually one of 2 things. It's the recap for this show, or it is my podcast. And last week, I was behind on getting my podcast out, and so I sat down to record it, and my wife walked in the room, and it happened anyway. It was just a little bit different. So I had written the script, and so she said, "Can I do it?" And I said, "Absolutely." So if you've not taken a listen to this podcast, it's actually my wife. The entire thing is narrated by her, and she did a great job. And one of the posts actually, there are two people in here. Eon Warped's Iceland post is one of the posts featured, and so is Awaken to Life's basketball highlight reel. So if you want to hear my wife read the curation in the Steam Engine Express, I know that last week Awaken to Life said that he wished she would come on this show. And so I gave him sort of close to that by allowing her to read the curation of his basketball highlights post. So I just wanted to share that because I know that she would appreciate any comments and support on that. So there you go.
We are getting closer, man. Soon she's gonna be in here.
Well, she's in the other room right now, but I don't know. Maybe eventually. Maybe eventually
next week, next Tuesday.
I'll see what I can do. But anyhow, I just want to, again, thank everyone for being here today. And we're going to wrap things up here in about 4 minutes, but I want to say thanks to everyone who's presented and everyone who has shared any thoughts at all. It's been great for those of you listening who have not participated, for those of you who just dropped in to see what this is all about. I really, really appreciate it. Every week it is a pleasure and a delight for me to come on here. I'm sure Awaken to Life feels the same way. We're here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. UTC right here in the Steam Engine Discord server and broadcasting live on the SteamStar Radio Network. Awaken to Life, I already mentioned it, but I just want to go over it once again. Shadows Pub, who's here with us and presented earlier, hosts a show very similar to this twice on Thursdays. So if you are needing an opportunity like Papa Rodin, if you would like to do that, it'd be a great opportunity for you to present with an English-speaking audience that is a very low-stakes, friendly environment that you will enjoy. So Shadows Pub does a great job with that show. So if you want to drop the time and the link to your server, Shadows, that you would be more than welcome to do so. And that's true. She's not bitten anyone yet. I think Sarge can also back me up on that. She may yet bite someone, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you all once again. It's just great to see everyone come through this week. If you won the giveaway and you have a different post besides your latest blog that you'd like me to vote on, please be sure to PM me. And with that, I'll let Awaken to Life give his final words before we sign off.
Okay, guys, you guys kind of scared me today because it was like 9:59 here, and there was like me, Ethan. I think it was Word Poetic and Petra in here. It was like 4 people, 2 minutes to the beginning, and then you just dropped in, all of you. What can I say? Amazing show again. I really enjoyed hosting, and I really enjoyed hearing you guys talk about your posts and about your life. You guys really make this show amazing. We actually had another record today. There was actually 16 posts presented today, which is a record again. I believe last week we had 14. So we are moving along, really. I mean, I'm really excited about the show. I think it's going the right way. We're having fun, and that's the most important thing about all of it. Just being friends and just enjoying each other's company. And that's it basically from me. Thank you guys for coming, and see you guys next Tuesday.
And like he said, we'll be here next Tuesday at same time, same channel. The Steam Engine Discord server. And as a final thing, I always like to say thank you to the people over at the SteamStar Network, to Sir Cork for keeping that running, and to him and Rhonda Kay, who run a witness effort. If you are looking for a witness to vote for, check out Sir Cork on Steemit. He does a lot of things like support the SteamStar Radio Network, as well as the You Are Hope blockchain charity, which has done some great work. So yes, this has been the 10th episode of Talk of the Line. It is my pleasure each week to host it, and you can look for the recap post up in the next 2 days and as well. And don't forget that if you also enjoy my podcasts, those can be subscribed to wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes or other apps, things like that. You can check those out. So I will sign us off here. I am Ethan D. Smith. I've been here with Awaken to Life, my co-host. This has been Talk of the Line, where we come on and talk to the Steam Engine members and see what they've been up to every week. Once again, we'll be back next Tuesday, and we hope you'll join us. Thank you all for being here, and have a great rest of the day.